Welcome to the Fandom Foundry show, all about the best things that we did this week, which I mean the week ending June 9th. I am Todd Oxtra, joined by the Chipotle Bear, the most esteemed educator in all of video gamedom. That is Mr. Jose Martinez, aka the producer number one for the NerdChat.
Technically I'm number one because Bacon sometimes produces, but I also don't know if I'm the most esteemed. I think Luke is the most esteemed educator, but maybe the most esteemed administrator. How about that?
There you go. Well, you had to go through as you said, you're still working while the teachers are off. So you know what? Who's putting the hours in? You are, my friend. My wife was in administration as well. So yeah, getting the summers off was, she didn't get the summers off in her role, but she did enjoy it. So, school's out for many kids, and my son in college has been out for 3 weeks now. And kids, if you're still in school, man, sorry, sucks to be you, but we are out because we're working. And we are employees of the world. So, but I just got back from Michigan on a cool trip with my sister, my mom.
Nice.
Had not actually hung out just the three of us without family and everything in almost 30 years. So it was great to do that. Did some really cool stuff to help my mom. My mom was a little bit of a collector of such, and we cleaned out her garage. And that was 3 days of sweat equity. It was sweaty, it was nasty, but we had a lot of fun, did some fun things, and had ended the time with going with my cousins for a nice barbecue/picnic. Good times. So,
did you find any treasures in the garage? Like not literal treasures, but things that you were like, oh, this is cool, or a collector's item or anything like that?
Found some my dad had a bunch of old tools. My dad passed away in 2007. He was a shop teacher. Some really interesting tools that I need to look at and to see are these worth anything. But a lot of my old toys, like those old Fisher Price toys.
Okay.
And I'm like, they're the originals. So I will see if they're worth anything. If not, then I'm like, what am I even gonna do? What is anybody gonna do with these things? So
you donate to a daycare. I bet that if they're not valuable, please sell them. But
my mom teaches kind of like a daycare, like a preschool, Sunday school type of thing.
Oh, okay.
For kids at her church. So yeah, she'll always find a reason to give the kids things. So, but you know what? We'll see if it's worth anything. I will let everybody know.
Nice.
But Jose, we're here to talk about our best things this week. And, this one's a little bit different because we're right in the middle. The last show we did a kind of the preview PlayStation of the event. This is going to probably be a little bit more game themed than normal on the show because lot of almost all of the gaming events have really occurred now, with Nintendo actually wrapping up today, Xbox and SGF the previous days there. So let's start there. So news stories at Major Week. Well, you run a formerly known Xbox podcast now.
Yep.
It's the All Games Are Good with the NerdChat. So give me your thoughts on SGF and the showcase, and what were your highlights, and I'll give you a couple of my favorites from both those shows.
Starting with Summer Games Fest, honestly my highlight was what started the show, which was Resident Evil Code Veronica. I was one of the people that had a Dreamcast when I was a kid, and I loved my Dreamcast, and I loved Code Veronica, and I didn't understand it as a kid, but I didn't get why more people didn't play it. And then I realized when I got older, because it was on Dreamcast and you had to have a Dreamcast to play it. But I was so pumped to see that trailer. I'll be honest though, I didn't know what it was for the first 5 minutes of that trailer where you're talking to that old woman. I was like, I don't know when this is supposed to take place in the story, but clearly you find out that the person's talking to Claire and she's looking for Chris. And so I'm wondering if there's going to be some added pieces, which is really cool. Like, for those that don't know, when you played the original Code Veronica, you basically start in a prison. Like, a helicopter crashes, you're in a prison, you have nothing but a knife, and literally first thing in, you're seeing zombies, right? And you have to kill them with a knife before that kind of stuff. So it was challenging because also you're still using weird controls and stuff back when it came out. So that was definitely my game of the show. Like, I was super pumped to see that. But other than that, I think Summer Games Fest was fun. I do agree. I think we were talking in our chat earlier this week, 2.5 hours is a long time. Like, I like that there's a lot of stuff, but man, that is just a long time to be watching announcements and celebrities. And I really would have just preferred like show me trailers, right? Or maybe even break up the show, do like an opening night, a day 1, a day 2, something like that. What I think would have been a little more reasonable. But other than that, I'm trying to think of other games off the top of my head that I absolutely loved. I mean, I like the shout out to Tupac. I wasn't really planning on playing
that was so bizarre,
but I kind of am tempted now especially because it's going to be on Game Pass. I can't think of the name of the game right now. I'm blanking. I'm sorry.
That was the newest. Was it the newest Yakuza game, or was it a different game?
No, it's a new game. Hang on, I'm pulling up the showcase right now. I can tell you. It's in here somewhere. Oh, that's on Xbox. I gotta find it somewhere. But I mean, I think Jeff gets a lot of celebrities.
Oh, Stranger Than Heaven. Here it is.
Heaven. That's what it is, right? Stranger Than Heaven, right
and
there.
Then Snoop Dogg showed up, and they're like, "It makes sense that Tupac is in this game." Like, I'm curious how that is.
Yeah, I wanna see how that rolls into it. But people were pumped, and I mean, honestly, I can't think of another game that Tupac's in other than like a Def Jam game or something like that. So those were my big ones from that was really my big one for a season or Summer Games Fest. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm sold. Like I couldn't stop thinking about literally anything else. I mean, Onimusha, well, that was actually the PlayStation showcase. That looks fun. Alien Isolation was great. Oh, Cuphead was cool. Although that was
interesting, like kind of a 16-bit style game. So going away from that like painterly, like that TV show or the old cartoon aesthetic, and going to that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I think they're going to do 2. They said the one that's releasing this year is the 8 or 16-bit one, but then they're going to have a proper Cuphead 2 coming down the road. So that's coming as well.
I was just looking through here. We've got the creator of Eco, which I believe they've shown something of this type of game before. Gen Atlas, I don't know if it had a title before. Alien Isolation 2 got a trailer. It looks like it's tying more into some of the new Alien, aesthetics we've gotten recently, because it seems like we've had a lot of Alien releases. What about Blood Message? I don't know the gist of this game because I hate to say it, but a lot of these games start looking very similar when it comes to like old school Asian, influenced sword and sorcery monsters. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know what it's a NetEase game. And it's a third-person action game set in feudal times. That sounds like a lot of Japanese games these days. And I don't know what the hook is. Is this a game that was on your radar after?
No, it wasn't. And speaking of like, we also in the Xbox showcase, I know we're going to get to that, but like Wolong 2 was there, which again, same kind of thing there. I think the only thing I could think of was like, maybe these were in development so long before this all happened that they, like at some point in any project, right, you come too far that you can't just change ship and go somewhere else. And so some of these like, maybe it was in production for 4 or 5 years. And even though we've had Wulong and Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Black Myth Wukong, and what I'm saying, that they're like, well, we come this far, we got to get out there, and maybe it will have something different, who knows. But for me, I'm probably not interested. I am interested in what you have on the screen right there, though, for sure. When I forgot about that one, but yes, The Last Ronin was kind of one of those projects I thought might be just dead, like they kind of teased it and then we got nothing. And so to see it like in some generic art, I was like, oh god, that's gonna be so good. I'm so excited.
Yeah, then you see those credits roll for the studio that made it, and then you see the subway sewer grate, and then in The Last Ronin. Have you read that, Jose?
I have read the first one. It's literally sitting right there on my shelf. I haven't read the second one, even though I have that as well. Have you read the second one too?
I have not read the second one. I read the first one, and this is one where I would recommend everyone read it, just because the surprise of who the last turtle is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool elements. It's a cool story. I felt like it was a cool setup, and then it ends fairly quickly. So obviously there's more to the story. But the fact that Platinum's doing this. Platinum has done some really amazing like, I don't know if you've played Transformers Devastation.
I haven't.
Great Transformers game. Really stylized. Looks like kind of what you'd imagine with the game you always wanted as a kid, with that G1, but with really cool style aesthetic. I don't know if it's delisted now. That's the biggest thing, which a lot of is Activision published, but Platinum developed it. It was really good. It was really, really cool game. I like that. I mean, just trying to scroll through here. There was a game by the creator of Fortnite, or not Fortnite, Assassin's Creed, Desolé, whatever his name is. When I looked at that, I thought that was the new Assassin's Creed game set within like the witchcraft era. Was it
Oh, the
Hexy?
1660 Amsterdam 1666, right?
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was what it was, and it's like, oh, he's also making a game set in a weird witchcraft era. I'm like, and his game is coming out first, so I'm like, wow, first strike.
Well, and to be honest with you, I actually downloaded the prologue thing. I have not played it. That was maybe on my to-do list tonight. Actually,
wow,
it's on Steam though. I think he said is a 30-second or 30-minute. I don't think it's a demo quite, because they don't call it a demo. They call it a prologue, like to have some background for the story. And shout out to my co-host and friend Bubble Boy. He actually already did it, and he actually put out a short about his thoughts about it. But I haven't watched the short because I want to play it myself. Yeah. I'll watch it afterwards. But yeah, if you're interested, it's on the Steam store now. You can download it. It's not a super huge file, 13 or 14 gigs. But I'm definitely intrigued because that definitely looked interesting to me. And you're right, like to go from Assassin's Creed, which I know they're working on Hex, right, which is like a Puritanesque, type of story, to go to that is interesting. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think one of the other surprises, I mean, Jeff dropped a lot of like hints of what might appear, and like I think a lot of people were expecting certain games, but Virtua Fighter getting a game that looks more like I don't know if they're going all in like Tekken with all of like the cinematics and things. That's why I love Tekken. As a fighter, you get this really crazy story over the top, and then you get really, you get the individual storylines of each character when you play through it. But I mean, this one looks kind of crazy. And I used to love Virtua Fighter, and I just kind of lost track of it after I think 4. So if it comes back, that's amazing, because that's what kind of Sega is trying to do, reinvent their old franchises, including Crazy Taxi. I don't know exactly. They call it Crazy Taxi Tour,
World Tour or something.
World
like that,
Tour.
Right?
So is that kind of like more thinking of like more in the world of Uber? You call you call Uber drivers, and is it more like? What do you imagine that game's going to be like?
I imagine obviously it's going to be a lot like the original Crazy Taxi, but I would imagine that they're going to try to build in some like craziness with the world itself, right? So if it's World Tour, it makes sense that you're going to go to countries with like iconic architecture, iconic buildings, and maybe you can like blow through them, or there's courses within them, or you jump off of them. And I'll be honest, I liked Crazy Taxi a lot. Again, the Dreamcast game, when I played that when I was a kid. I don't know if it has the appeal today, if I'm being super honest with you, that it maybe did back then, just because I just don't know. It's up a lot. It's up against a lot more competition. But I will give a shout out, as you said, to Sega. Sega had a ton of games this weekend between Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase. There was a lot of Sega, which is interesting because they, for a lot of people, they felt like it was kind of dead at this point.
Yeah, even like that one indie Sonic game, which looks kind of cute and fun. And then, you just got like a lot of surprises. Wolf Among Us 2 coming back finally after we thought that game was finally died. I mean, how many years has it been since the first game came out? Oh my God,
so many years.
15 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then we had a Stellar Blade game called Blood Rain, which looks completely different than the first Stellar Rain. Or Stellar Blade, which to me this one looks more interesting to me than the original Stellar Blade, which is on PC, I believe, but not anywhere else yet, except for Nintendo now. So Stellar Blade is coming to Nintendo. Yes, so I'll talk about that when I get to that. But Jose, anything else? I'm trying to think of anything else that was big. The Final Fantasy VII Revelation coming to everything all at once, right?
I need to play Rebirth. I have it. It's like sitting in my library, but everybody I've talked to says it's just a grind, the second part of the game. But I'm sure I will love this part of the game, because again, this is like in the original Final Fantasy VII, when you get your like blimp and you can fly all over the map. I'm assuming that's what's going to be a Revelation. But I got to earn it. I got to get through Rebirth, so I got some time.
Yeah, I would say SGF for myself. I thought it was one of the best. I would say it's probably the best SGF we've had so far. More trimmed, not like the pre-game or pre-show where it's like they show 15 things and it's like when they go into it, kind of like the Game Awards. And then I really do think it's time though for Jeff to let him just to become the producer. Let other people. I think Lucy does a great job, but I think they need somebody to like be a little bit more entertaining. If you're gonna have that long of a show, you need a comedian. That's why they have comedians typically run the Oscars to keep you entertained. I remember when Jeff from Community he used to host.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name. I can picture his face right now.
Jeff. Yeah, I think I keep saying Jeff. But yes, I
Yeah.
mean, not Craig Kilborn.
No.
Blinking his name.
I can't think of his name. Played Joel McHale. Joel McHale was who
Joel
it was.
McHale's great, and he loves video games. I mean, but I think you do need somebody to kind of balance it out, because I could only hear Jeff say, "Oh, wasn't that great?" or "Wow," and it's like, you're not adding anything, Jeff. You're
Wasn't
really
that
not.
great? And he'd wait for like an awkward clapping and stuff. Yeah. Or
Exactly.
get rid of a host. Just go to straight show us stuff. You know what I mean? Like, except I know he likes the celebrities. I know he likes the fanfare.
Plus you're going to have people in the audience. You kind of do need a host to keep it going, especially when somebody gets up there. Remember when that guy interrupted Jeff the one year or whatever, or came on stage? Yeah.
I did forget about that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the show's been around for so long that, I mean, I think Jeff has got it at a good cadence now. He's got a good, roster of guests showing up. He's essentially replaced E3, I'd say, successfully. It's not the same as we wanted, but everybody does still show up, essentially for a broadcast now within the next, everybody was there within 6 days of each other, I guess, with times PlayStation started to when Nintendo ended.
Yeah.
There was a show for everybody.
Yeah. And lots of other indie shows too. Like there was a horror showcase. Nissa was talking about like a good in games showcase. Like there was just really something for everyone if you're in the gaming community, which was cool.
Yeah. So, and I think with the Final Fantasy Final Fantasy wrapping up was a good end, and then starting with Resident Evil, Veronica was a great start.
Yep.
They got to fix the middle, get it more compressed, I think, because I remember listening to you guys at the beginning of it. Was like, I think you're like, man, this is like the best show ever, and it's like the pacing is crazy, and it's like, and you kind of felt like it kind of fell down a cliff, and then
it gets long in the tooth when you're just there for, again, anything longer than 2 hours is long for a live event like that. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, which is cool, but it just was long.
Yeah. Well, good job, Jeff. You know what? You took it over. You keep bringing it, and I think this is his best showcase ever. But yeah, next year I'd love to see some new faces represent Summer Game Fest. So let's move on to your bread and butter, Jose. I was gone in Michigan, so a lot of the stuff I watched after the fact at night in my childhood bedroom.
Nice. I love it. No, Xbox Showcase was great. I did get a chance to live stream it with Chris from 1H1D and Dan, my co-host and friend. And awesome. Like it was just about an hour, which I think is a very good time. Again, when they're just going, clip after clip after clip, which is great. I mean, my biggest ones that I was pumped for, other than of course the major ones, like everybody's pumped for Halo, everybody's pumped for Gears of War, which certainly I am too. But on top of that, I loved seeing State of Decay 3. That was like a big win for me, because again, I thought it was one of those that I was worried an announcement was coming saying, hey, we had to cancel the project or something like that. But no, we got actually not only a cool trailer, but like gameplay and stuff. And it looks great as long as they stay true to kind of the gameplay of the past and letting you be with friends and stuff. It's pretty rad, man. And then other things, I mean, I loved Spyro as a kid. Spyro was fun. The Magicians looks cool. That was a new surprise for everybody. I did love that they talked about Clockwork Revolution, and that's coming next year. That looks also really, really great. And then a lot, I mean, I'm not a Persona person, so Persona doesn't appeal to me, but I know a lot of people are really pumped about that. I was happy to see the Doom DLC coming through. I need to finish Doom actually, because I got like
I never finished it. I felt like that's a game that went on way too long. I was like, I love this, but I'm like, I think I've done enough of your time.
Well, yeah. I was doing it where I had gotten everything. I had gotten all of the collectibles. I had beaten every boss. So I was 100%ing it. And then I got to I think I was 3 levels away from the end, and my file got corrupted because I was trying to go between devices and it got lost. And so I basically lost all my progress. And I just was like real bitter in that moment of like, I'm done, because I wanted to move on to other stuff. But it's been enough time that I'm ready to go back and play.
So I've got a question about that, Jose. Can you, I know back in the day, like PlayStation used to be able to download and upload save files. Because it's tied to achievements, I guess that it's just they can't do anything, right? Because they don't want you to take somebody else's file.
No, yeah, they absolutely don't let you do that. I couldn't take my save file and give it to you on a thumb drive. There's some kind of code somewhere that's connected to your gamer tag and so I'm sure some authenticator that I don't know enough about coding to know that. But what happened was, because I know exactly what happened was I Xbox has a problem. We've talked about this before on our show, that their files don't always sync, and they're getting better. To be fair,
really?
They're getting much
I don't
better
think
about it.
Oh, I think I did have that, Jose. I think I even talked about this with Chris, myself and Chris, Chris One HD, from 1 Hour One Decision.
Yeah.
We were going to play Space Marine 2 because I know I had played, and I said, "Well, Chris, we want to use your file." And he goes, "Well, I already beat the game. Well, let's use mine." And I'm playing on PC Game Pass.
Yep.
It has no idea that I ever played the game.
Yep.
No achievements or nothing. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I felt like I was being gaslit by Xbox.
I know, you were like, I know. I feel like I've done this. Like, I could tell you what's going to happen in this level.
Exactly. I think I played the opening 3 times because I think I always had to restart. But I'm like, I knew I got far enough to at least get one save in that game.
Yeah. So my issue was that I played all the game on my PC, like right here where I'm sitting, because it's just big screen. It was nice. And then I wanted to play on my Ally because the Ally had come out. And so I booted it up, and the sync didn't sync fully from my PC. But then when I booted up on my Ally and I got my, I started the game, it started a new game, and that file synced. So then when I came back to my PC, it was like, no, you're on level 1. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm on level 18. And they're like, no, you're on level 1. And I tried everything. Like, I was looking through, like, there were all these threads about you can go into this string in your file system and that should be the save file and you can restore it, and none of it. And I just was like, okay. And again, to their credit, Xbox has gotten better. That was over a year ago at this point. But that was definitely a frustrating time. So the point is, I'm excited to play the DLC Revelations.
So how, wait. So how's that going to work? Have you had to beat the game?
Oh, I'm going to still have to beat the game to play the DLC.
Oh, no, you got to start over again.
Yeah, I'm back on level 1. Like, that's for sure happening. But again, now that I'm almost on summer break and I have some time, and now that the Ally,
it's been some
PC
time, right? You're kind of like, oh, I don't remember everything, so now you can do it. Yeah.
Correct. If I had to go back and do it right afterwards, I felt quite grindy, and I don't like that feeling. So
I had something similar happen with Cyberpunk because I got it through GOG, and I just had everything in GOG while my son was playing too. So it was like some point our files wanted to just not talk to each other. So God, Chris, thank God for Backblaze. That's my backup.
Oh, nice.
It had an old backup that I was able to pull from. So guys, back up all of your data.
Yep.
Because you never know. But that was interesting because it was like it would sync, but yeah, it was like because my son had played. So yeah, and that's something I think I think a lot of people don't think they'll have to ever worry about is start setting up separate accounts for your kids, because if they're using your game stuff, even
Dad was mess it up, you never get it back.
Exactly. Oh, I use your save, Dad. I'm like, no, or I use your account. Like, oh, Dad. So being a gamer dad, man, with gamer kids, it's like keeping all that stuff separately.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when there's like no Xbox family Game Pass, so kind of like, you're gonna use my account, but yeah, never mind. We'll get into it. Well, I just look at this chart. So we had Gears of War E-Day. That's coming out when, Jose? Remind me.
October 6th.
Okay,
is that right?
So
is that what they said?
I think so. I mean, I was just going to keep this open, but I mean, trying to look if there was a list of all the
October
dates.
1st. October 1st.
Okay, great. So we look at all these games, and it's like it's kind of crazy because it is a lot. I mean, we've got Halo coming out, and is Halo a July game?
July 29th, I think, was Halo.
Oh, I can't hear you now. Okay.
July. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, which is amazing. I'm so happy they're doing a July game because, we're all adults now. We play all year round, and it's a perfect time. It's a campaign, right? It's got 3 extra missions, which look great. The game looks beautiful. I believe it's in Unreal Engine 5?
5, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. Very excited for that. Now, I really liked the showcase. I really did. The thing that kind of seemed odd was that handoff between the end of the showcase to the Gears E-Day. Like that Matt Booty period was just like, it was like you're ending on COD DMZ. That just felt a little bit like, it felt like that should have been before, and then here's Clockwork Revolution. And it felt like anticlimactic because it just felt like, oh, now we're going to Gears E-Day. Even though that was what opened the show too. So.
Well, and I agree. Like we talked about this on the show when we were watching the stream live, was that like we knew COD had to be there. Xbox, Microsoft paid a ton of money for COD. Of course it's going to be there.
Of course.
But because of that, and because I think it's only been like a week and a half or 2 weeks since they released that teaser
campaign
that everybody saw, that everybody's really excited about. There wasn't like a lot of news, so I was like, why did you put that as your closer? Like, I agree, because they started the show, for those that didn't watch, they went like Gears, Halo, Fable. They should have done it right there with all these like ones that everybody knew these games were coming, so then the rest could be surprises. And they still put it at the end, man. So I don't know. Maybe that was a Jeff call, or not Jeff. Maybe that was in the pipeline for contractual reasons. I don't know. Since we saw Asha talk about E-Day, it made sense to me that we were going to see Matt at some point too. But I did think that was interesting. Like, he just got to talk about COD, and we were all like, "Yep, we know COD's coming. Anything else? Nope. Okay."
Here's E-Day again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is very odd that they did that cadence. Even it would have made sense. Like, here's Spyro, like end with Spyro, like someone like
just something totally different. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I look at these games. I mean, what was your biggest, or the biggest surprise, or the biggest things that made you happy within all of these games announced? Because there was no lack of games. I mean, there was no fat on the bone. It was all prime rib from beginning to end, an hour long. I think it was one of Xbox's shortest, but I felt like it just got to everything.
Yep. My biggest surprise truly was Senua. Because I just was like, we only got Senua's Saga, right? That's the second one.
2 years ago? Was that 2 years ago?
Two years ago. But we
Hellblade
heard
2,
nothing,
right?
Nothing from Ninja Theory. Like, so to get basically a full on trailer with gameplay was a big surprise for me. And the other one was that Magician's game, because again, I don't know anything really about it, but it's just like, I like new IP, and it looked like a cool first person concept and IP and stuff. So that was the nice surprise. The other stuff I was happy to see: State of Decay, Clockwork Revolution, Fable, Halo, all that stuff. But a lot of that we kind of knew was coming. But those were my big ones. How about you?
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm blanking. What is Bad Magpie? I don't remember that game. Was that the bird doing some weird stuff?
One, kind of isometric view.
Yeah,
almost cell shaded a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't get the name of that when I first saw it. Okay, I would say the Magician's game looked amazing. It reminded me of like kind of gave me feels of like BioShock in a lot of ways, because of the two-handed like mechanics, but it also reminded me of a game called Clive Barker's Undying back in the day. Old game. Really cool. But that was like more of a supernatural game. Very cool. I like the fact that it showed like Harry Houdini in the his famous escape tactic when he's in the tank. So I feel like a magician is such a cool idea to go into, because sleight of hand and all that world. Very cool. I'm thinking else. The other games that were interesting to me was Clockwork Revolution looks so good.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing. And that's, and that was one of the big stories. E-Day and Clockwork Revolution are the only games currently stated as these are exclusives. We did get the bugs for all the different consoles and where it's going. And Senua, I feel like, thank God, I feel like that is the transition they needed to make. They said like Hellblade and Senua are different. Like this is a game where we're going to see Senua really be less focused on the trauma and more like focused on revenge, which I have loved Ninja Theory so much. And I felt like they were masters of combat and gaming mechanics. And I felt like Hellblade always took a back seat, and I'm like, I wish they could balance those two things, because I think if they could, it would be amazing, because they're great storytellers. Yeah, and I think the fact that, because I haven't felt like Hellblade, it's like the combat was there, I think, more to keep kind of break things up more so than be a focus. And I've always struggled with those games, because I felt like, it was very overwhelming to a lot of people. And I get it. It's about all the trauma she went through. But even I have struggles with like, that's a lot of trauma to put us through. And it can get, you need something to break it up. So I'm glad they're going through that, because it does look like they're going to take their tech and use that in a different way. And they did cancel Project Mara, which was their other new IP they had announced a long time ago. So maybe that means that they're going to focus on more of like, hey, let's focus on what you're really good at, is the gameplay mechanics, and balance that with good story. So, because I think we also saw that one game, The Resonance, the Plague Tale game, which I'm like, I'll be honest, I don't know what that has to do with like Plague Tale, where it was like the little girl and the sister, and now we've got this basically like assassin person. So I'm like, I don't know what that means, and if they're just going to be like their stories with everybody in this world now. So it's kind of cool.
Maybe.
Yeah. But other than that, just the Join Us game looked really fun and weird. Like you're joining, like you're all going into a cult.
Into a cult, yeah.
And how dark is that going to get? Because it seemed kind of comedic, almost like the
it was definitely like on the nose with some of the stuff they were doing, but like Heaven's Gate and yeah.
Well, remember Far Cry 5 with that was like the cults, that's what it kind of reminded me too. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jose. I mean, I really wanted it to be Banjo-Kazooie getting some love, but Spyro, I need them to make me really like Spyro. I remember those games, and like they never loved. I mean, I even remember they dropped Spyro to do Skylanders. It used to be Spyro Skylanders, and then it's like nobody loves Spyro, so it's just Skylanders. So, but yeah, a good show. I mean, and I think we only got like I think Senua, the Doom expansion were the only new first party games like actually showcased, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, but they had a lot of games they've announced previously that they still have to get out, so I get it. But yeah, I mean, really cool. They keep bringing back Fallout 76 every trailer, like, hey, it still survives, it's still out there. I'm like, I've never played it except for like the beta. So, but yeah, Xbox, and then they showed that amazing looking console with controller, and they're selling that controller separately. Thank God.
It's gonna go so fast too. I keep kind of checking it like once a day. I like pops and I'm like, oh, is it on the store now? No. Is it on the store now? No. But I'm assuming our chats, like our Discord's gonna go nuts the second it's up. Someone will catch it and be like, it's live, and everyone's gonna try to go grab one.
Have you seen the 360 controller that you can buy? It's called Retro Fighters.
No.
So basically, if you own an old 360, they've made a new controller. I'll show what it looks like. And they do have like the translucent green. So if you own a 360 and you want like a modern controller, this is pretty cool. They also make a old school OG Xbox controller for like a modern controller that you can put into the OG Xbox to make it like wireless and everything like that. I think it's called the Hunter, and I'm bringing it up now, and maybe you'll see it. But yeah, if you still own a 360, look at that bad boy.
That's pretty cool.
It has like a dongle you put in the 360, and it's wireless and it's good to go.
Dang, that's pretty rad. Okay.
Yeah, because I own some old 360 controllers for my Xbox 360, and they're not good. They're not good. I mean, the Xbox hasn't made a 360 controller in how long, Jose? Sadly,
it's been a minute now. Yeah.
So very cool. And no price on that box. So they said coming November, which is just frustrating, right? Because it's like, and they're going to stop like scalpers.
Oh well, we'll see. I hope they do. I hope they find some system where they verify game tags or something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was the first thing I thought. Is like scalpers are going to scoop those up and they're going to be on eBay for $1,500. You know what I'm saying?
And because I think a lot of us expected an Elite 3 to be announced, but obviously not.
I wanted an Elite 3.
Yeah. So with that, here's one more question for you, Jose. If they're going to do the translucent green Series X, what should they do with the Series S? Like that represent the 25th anniversary. I have an idea, but I want to hear your thoughts.
A couple of ways they could go if they want to do like retro stuff is that one, they could make it like either go the computer gray like the 360 was, right? So make it like the computer gray and add like the darker gray accents, maybe a little bit of chrome, because that's what the 360 had, was the chrome kind of accents on the hard drive and stuff. Or they could do that same thing with like the Series console, not S or X, but the Series. I mean, or pick a different translucent color, like go with like a pink or something like that. What was your idea though?
I think since it's a console that can stand up, I think it should look like the 360, like that, the original hourglass shape. What they said, the inhale is what they're going for. And as a joke, Jose, it should have the 3 red lights. It just should, because they should be like, we're going all in to make it laugh. We're gonna have fun with it, because I just think the Series S, I think that still is an opportunity for them to be the cheapest way for
Yeah, to
people
play
to get to
games.
next gen, to play GTA 6, to get Game Pass, all these things. And man, if like I said, if they could just get Satya to open up that AI Copilot wallet and just say, we'll cut a loss on all of these series because you know what? You've got such a great lineup. You've got
Yeah,
GTA coming out. Give people a way to buy those consoles affordably because you need Xbox One owners, you need PlayStation 4 owners. They need a
to
cheap
make that
way in.
shift. I mean,
Yeah, why not?
or honestly, you know what? Make a Gears version. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and the hardcore Gear people would be pissed because they want a Series X. But if you made a Series S that was a Gears, that would sell some consoles, 100%.
My Xbox 360 that I own is like it's the black version. I can't remember which one. It's so many different versions. But somebody put a Gears of War sticker on it. So it's kind of custom, Jose.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It kind of works.
That's absolutely custom.
Yeah. But I think they just, do something else fun for a Series S as well. Have fun with it. The 360 was their most popular generation. I think that's where most people played. So they have probably more affinity towards the 360 than the old school OG, 8 GB console that I bought for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Exclusives matter, Jose. Come on, bring back that game on the Xbox backwards compatibility. Well, very cool. Yeah, I think Xbox, if they can nail it this year, they got a hell of a lineup. So
they really do.
Xbox. Team Green. I know. Bacon's probably like, Todd's lying. I was a little disappointed. Asha, no t-shirt. What was Matt Booty wearing, by the way?
Nothing.
He's
Xbox,
wearing a t-shirt,
which was wild. Like, at least Asha wore the coat and like the chain, and Greenberg was doing stuff. I give him credit for that. I know it's corny, but like, I think there's magic in being corny with that kind of stuff. Like, it's the fans care, and just going out in like your Banana Republic outfit was not doing it for me. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. You know what though? I think they should bring in The Rock and hand the console to Asha.
That'd be sweet.
That will bring the
Helix
circle
console
complete.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. I mean, The Rock can be paid to do anything. We know that now.
Oh yeah.
He turned heel in the WWE. He can do anything. Yeah, he is no longer the tribal chief. That's some deep wrestling cut there, folks. So Jose, what else? I see WWDC. So Apple fan, right?
I'm a big Apple fan, and I don't have a ton to talk about there. I mean, there was no hardware or anything. The biggest thing for me was that they're upgrading Siri. I watched this keynote last night actually while I was doing some work. They're actually integrating with like Gemini and some other companies, which I thought was an interesting,
because they were with Open.
Apple.
Was it OpenAI they were going to work with, or I mean, there's so much confusion in AI right now.
I mean, I think that it was pretty muddy who they were actually working with. I think it did start with OpenAI, but they're definitely, in their tradition, they like to keep everything very private, the secure enclave, all that kind of stuff. But the promos that they were showing about the new AI Siri stuff was very cool. I do use Siri a lot in my day-to-day life because, again, I'm an Apple person, Mac and phone and iPad and stuff. So any kind of upgrades I can get there are great. Obviously, these are not coming.
I finally went to the dark side, Jose. I got a 17 Pro.
Yep, you're right there with me, Todd. And again, I have nothing against Android. I really don't. It's just not my ecosystem. And
my wife couldn't get my texts
because you were on Android.
Yes,
you were a green.
She was on she was an Apple. She was on an iPhone SE2.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so now she has a 16e.
Oh, you bumped her up, you big baller over there.
But my son kept strong. He has a Pixel 10 Pro.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, it's one of those where, like, again, I have nothing against Android. If I was all in on Android and not like that, my tablet was Android and I was on a Windows laptop, like, I get the appeal. I'm just not, like, that's not the world I'm in. A lot of the WWDC stuff, it's not for consumers, it's for developers. That's literally why it's the Worldwide Developer Conference. But as a super nerd, I just like to see the stuff that they're up to. And they release a lot of stuff about like child security, which is cool. They're changing a lot of like children privacy. There was a lot of time talking about liquid glass, which is fine, cool. I don't really care that much, but glad that they're happy about it.
iOS 27. Wow, Jose.
I know. I mean, I give them credit that at least it's easy to know what version they're on. Like, I like that instead of just names that don't mean anything to me. So,
And oh wow, look at who's getting support right here. It's going
yep.
back to iPhone 11.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, all my family's now covered. My mom is getting a 16E when I visit her next time.
Nice.
So she'll be covered.
I mean, I like that thing too, because I know a lot of people talked about Apple and planned obsolescence, and they gave them a lot of crap. And
they are better than Android by far.
That's what I'm saying. They're like to let.
Yeah.
I mean, iPhone 11 is at this point 6 generations ago. That's like 12 years. You know, to still be doing updates for a 12-year-old tech device in the modern world is wild. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's I think everybody just needs to settle down.
Yeah.
I think at this point, any phone you have is going to be far better than when I had the T-Mobile Click, an Android device that didn't even have Google Maps.
Oh my God, I do remember the Click.
Oh, it was horrible. It was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And so I remember when I was jealous because everybody had like the Android by Verizon. It was the Droid, right? I mean, that was the phone that changed everything for Google. So yeah, we've come a long way with tech, and I love it. I just think at this point, there's not a lot of bad phones. I think BlackBerry doesn't even have their OS anymore, right? It's all
they got rid of
Android.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I have my I got the iPad whatever now, so I'm good to go. Jose. So I'm completely switched. So I'm a iPhone fan. I have not gone to an Apple TV yet.
That's our primary TV in our house, to be fair. So if you ever get there and you have questions, let me know. But our family's a big fan.
Apparently the remote nonsense is over, right? Have they fixed the remote?
Yeah, I don't have the new nice one that's fixed. We have the one that they started with. It's like a mouse pad. We just learned to like work with it, but one day we will finally like get to we'll upgrade it with probably one of the newer ones here. Ours is like 4 or 5 years old now at this point. So,
and Tim Apple is saying goodbye.
Tim Apple.
Bye, Tim Apple.
Salute, sir.
Yes, I mean, imagine that you come in to replace Steve Jobs. That's like wild. Bill Gates. And what did Bill Gates get? He got what's his name? The guy who bought the Trailblazers, right?
Ballmer, right? No.
Yeah, Ballmer. Developers.
Yeah. He's like dancing on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, so uncomfortable. Now we got Satya. So maybe developers wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, we'll go into the Nintendo event, and I will say, Jose, the Nintendo crowd is not happy.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Tell me about what today was. Or like I said, other than the tease for Ocarina of Time, I know nothing about what happened today.
I will say, I think the problem is the Nintendo Direct is no longer interesting. Like their approach to doing a show like that, it is becoming bland and it's predictable. Everybody else is kind of out directed the Nintendo Direct, so maybe it's time for Nintendo to pivot, because they were the ones that kind of pioneered this. We don't need to be on stage, it's pre-recorded, we do all this stuff. And I think that was the biggest issue. It was like how they presented their information didn't really connect with the Nintendo crowd, even though the content was strong. I would feel like a lot of rumors and things kind of really put a wet blanket on the big announcements. So I'm just bringing up, everything was announced so you can see it. And I'll just go through it really quick, and I'll get your kind of like, I guess, gut reaction to what I tell you. Because at this point it was dropped. It's coming. We got like 3 days notice. It's coming. It was 7 a.m. this morning, I think. So I was kind of like, oh, I'm at work, I can't watch it. So I had to wait later after, and I could actually fast forward through for moments. But so let me bring up what was actually shown. But in regards to that, do you have a Nintendo Switch 2, Jose?
We do. So we have a Switch 1 as well, sitting over there on the bench. But I did buy my kids a Switch 2 when it came out. Because it's one of those as a gamer who is a dad, I want my kids to get into gaming at some point, and the heavy lifting of that, because they're not intrinsically into gaming, is like I gotta push them that way a little bit. But they both like it, and they're both good at game. They really love Mario Kart. Like they both, I have 2 daughters, they play Mario Kart insanely. Like the amount, they've got all the costumes, Mario Kart World and that kind of stuff. But now they're starting to edge out. My younger one's playing Subnautica 1. They play Little Kitty Big City. They're doing some other stuff. So it's getting there little by little.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think where Nintendo is strong, they are a first party focused
first party all the way
console. Exactly. They always have been. This one though felt like it was a sea change. This was highly focused on third party. And it felt like them. Yeah, it felt like them catching up to all of the titles that they haven't been able to have because their hardware has just not been strong enough. So because of that, it did feel like a lot of the games, like, yeah, we played those already, but it's like if you're only been on a Switch console, you haven't played these games. So I think it was getting them up to the normal standard, but also bringing actually some strong first party titles. But it was the way that was presented was the big sadness that I feel like the charm of Nintendo is kind of wearing thin because they no longer have those people that I think a lot of people had an affinity from Reggie, from Iwata, even Miyamoto doesn't show up anymore. So the new school people at Nintendo just, I don't think they have the same charm.
Love. Yeah.
There's no puppets, Jose. No puppets.
Yeah.
That's a problem. We did get the Legend of Ocarina, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake announced, but it was like 6 seconds long, Jose.
Yeah.
It was a voiceover showing like the tapestry. So beyond that, they said, oh, it's coming 2026 and we'll tell you more later, which is like nobody wants to hear. That's how they ended. Exactly.
Like, we're already halfway through 2026, bud. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, Nintendo's such an odd way. Like, I mean, how they announced Star Fox, right? Like the day of they announced a direct on Star Fox. So I think Nintendo's like, we're just gonna do it whenever we want to. We don't know what else is dropping. Maybe something will move so that maybe they have some clarity. But Nintendo isn't getting GTA 6 this year, so they have a wide
dropping Zelda
runway
on GTA 6 day.
I think they could
full on right on it.
I mean, because it's not coming to PC and it's not coming to Nintendo, right? So essentially, that is a vacuum for those platforms that if you don't own a console that can play that game, well, you're going to play something else, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right? But yeah, that's 2026. I will be honest, I've tried to play this game on other systems. I never owned an N64, so I'm very curious to play a modern version of this game. And there was a voiceover actually in the trailer, Jose. So I think this is what the movie's going to be based on. So I think voice may be finally brought in for Link, because if the character in a movie speaks, and maybe some people have never played a Zelda game, you may want your main character to speak, even if it's just as limited as like a Master Chief, a Doom guy, or even like a, I'm trying to think of another game with a protagonist. Even Kratos doesn't go on long like riffs,
No, well, like the Mario movies, in the Mario games, Mario never says more than like
Woohoo!
5 to 10 actual words. The rest is all like text and implied and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't think that will ruin the game if Link speaks. I mean, it's not going to be, excuse me, princess, right, Jose?
Correct.
Okay. Then we got Kingdom Hearts 4. They showed this new trailer. It's coming. All the Switch games are the Kingdom Hearts games are finally coming to Switch in a physical format. So, I mean, this is a big game for Switch to come to Switch 2 day one. I mean, what's coming day and date. So it's not shown when it's coming, but the fact is that's kind of big. So now they get all the full physical games. These originally were like streaming versions, so not great for Switch One. Then we got a lot of third party. Space Marine 2, Minecraft just get its own version of on Switch 2. Splatoon Raiders, which is a first
it's their new one, right?
It's a single player game. It looks like it's going to have more like maybe you play it cooperatively with others in more of that PvE context versus PvP, but it could be fun. I think Splatoon has always had really fun campaigns, so that's kind of cool. Dragon Quest is getting another RPG game, which is kind of interesting, but it's coming to both Switch 2 and Switch, which is interesting. Because I'm not sure how long they're going to keep Switch games on, Switch games coming to Switch. Yeah. Duskblood's got announced again with just a cinematic trailer, and it's showing and this is where I think you, me, Dan, and Bacon, because I think we're the only ones that own a Switch 2, we're going to go on a closed network test, Jose.
Oh.
And we should play.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
Why not?
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the next game from Software, directed by the creator of the Souls games and Elden Ring. So he's actually doing behind this game. So why not? No showcase or no showing of the new of the Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. So that's still MIA. Apparently, it's coming along. And then we did get this two really cool Final Fantasy HD 2D HD version of a Final Fantasy franchise coming to Switch 2, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. So this is kind of like an old school Final Fantasy,
like the turn-based,
cool perspective.
Cool,
kind of like awesome. Octopath Traveler, that type of style.
Yeah.
Turn-based
stuff, yeah.
Yep, and apparently they're going to have it so you kind of bring in like the former champions of Final Fantasy. So Cloud and other characters can come in, and it looks like a SNES game with that cool aesthetic. So that's kind of cool.
That's really cool. I'll check that out.
Coming October 2026. Star Fox has a demo now, so you can play if you want. Jose, that was dropped today. This made my heart smile. The Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, Jose. So we're getting bowling now on Switch 2. It looks beautiful. You don't have those horrible looking Miis anymore, but you're getting golf. Oh, no, sorry. You're getting boxing, table tennis, archery, tennis, volleyball, bowling, basketball, golf. Jose, gird your loins. Thumb wrestling. Skateboarding, power cruising, which is like basically wave race, and prep plane, and you can use your Joy-Con to mouse controls. Jose, I'm so excited. I played Wii bowling with a friend of mine at General Mills. We had our video game club, and she had never played Wii bowling before, and she had a blast. So I will be getting my Switch 2 with these games. I love it. It's great for the whole family. So excited for this. I know it's dumb, but it does look really good. It's
really fun though. It's good, man.
Exactly. You can play Wii bowling with everybody. So I'm there. We did get all of the Xenoblade Chronicles are coming to Switch 2 in the enhanced versions, but they even announced a new Xenoblade game called Genesis. So that's coming in 2027.
Next year. Okay.
Let's see. Just a lot of like Lies of P gets complete edition. Devil May Cry 5 is coming in a complete edition. Lords of the Fallen 2. Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Serviton is essentially the next like expansion of Vampire Survivors. Jose?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's announced here. Donkey Kong Bonanza is essentially getting the first like trophies for Nintendo, where you do all these different like things within all of the Donkey Kong games within NSO or Switch games, and you get certain like achievements for doing it.
Okay, cool.
It's very cool. Deltarune's coming to Switch 2. Fire Emblem's getting its new game coming in September 17th. And then you get this One Piece Grand Gourmet, which is almost like a cooking game within the One Piece universe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I would say the fact that we're getting just a lot of games that I didn't think would actually come to Switch 2, like Onimusha is coming to Switch 2.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, not a bad showcase. It was just the way it was shown, I think, was very boring to a lot of people.
Okay. I mean, I wonder if Nintendo feels like people, no matter when they do it, people will watch, and so they're like, we're doing the Star Fox today, and then they do it, and they might be learning like, hey, there's something to be said about like announcing it and creating some fanfare and some stuff like that. But who knows? I mean, we'll see.
When I started watching, Jose, I thought I was actually watching the direct, and it was just really like that like the SGF where they do like the pre-show. There was like a Nintendo pre-show. It was like, oh, all these games are out, and here's the Nintendo Music app where you can watch you can listen now on your phone, and it's through Android Auto and Apple Auto now. So it was just very weird. It was kind of like all the games are showing. So I'm like, oh wait, has the direct started? Nope, it didn't. And it was like, oh wow, they fished me in, Jose.
Okay.
There we go.
They sucked you right in tractor beam.
It kind of like that way. So in regards to that, I mean, anything I didn't get a lot of excitement out of you when I mentioned most of the things. So do you have anything that you're looking forward to after I went through the showcase? I
mean, honestly, the biggest thing is probably that Dustplugged beta test or network test. I'd love to play that with you guys for sure. I mean, here's part of the problem is that the system is my kids. Like they have it most of the time. I don't get to play on the Nintendo Switch very much unless I want to play on the One, which is fine. Like I like the One, but usually I play pretty like low key games like Stardew Valley and stuff like that. So, I mean, what would have been exciting to me is like Kingdom Hearts 4. a couple of years ago, I tried to start all of Kingdom Hearts and get into it, and because I love Disney, like I really do. I love going to Disney. I love all the characters, but like I just like couldn't get into it. I really, really tried, and I didn't understand it either. Maybe that's just I'm an idiot or whatever. But no, I mean I'm happy that Nintendo's kind of catching up. I think now moving forward is what's going to excite me. Like I think it was their time to like get some of the games that everybody's known and playing, and it's cool that they can play some next gen games too. But now I want to see what's coming. Like what's the next Mario game going to be? I want to know, what are you going to do with like your next Pokemon IP now that you can push your system a little harder than just cell shaded stuff. So I'll be looking for that. But other than that, it was cool. I mean, I'm happy for him. What did you think overall?
I liked some of the information they gave us. I like some of the games that are coming. It does feel like, I think a lot of people are saying, I think this makes people feel like there's going to be a September Direct as well.
Gotcha.
So I think that becomes more of like what 2027 looks like. And I think 2027 is going to be a big year. I think this is kind of like where they're kind of like, we kind of like put a lot of stuff out already. And I think it's going to be 2027. I think it's going to be the year of Smash. It's going to be the new Metroid, the new Mario game, and then we'll see from there. And there might be another Metroid game, but we'll see. And we're getting the Pokemon game in like February, so that will change everybody's tune, right? When Pokemon that's only on Switch 2 coming in February,
that'll be cool.
That's a big deal. Plus,
I think you froze, Todd. Or at least on my end, you did.
So at this point, Jose, Nintendo, I think everybody needs to probably get a Nintendo Switch now before it goes up to $500.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're such a weird world where early adopters are right for the first time.
Are saving money for the first time ever.
It's weird. My son still has my Switch OLED that I told him we should probably trade that in and do something with it because it doesn't use that much. So we'll see what happens, but it's not like I need the money, but still.
But if it's just going to be wasted, you might as well put it towards something else.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that, Jose, let's really rock out like kind of the cool stuff that's not video game related. So let's talk about food. I'll be honest, I didn't eat a lot of good food. So you tell me, what was your best food you ate this week?
So in the summertime when my wife is home, because she's a teacher as well, and obviously my kids are home, we actually cook a lot more at home during the summer. We cook a lot during the school year too, but it's more likely that because like I'm taking kids to this and she's taking kids to this that we won't do that, but we get to like be at home and cook like fun meals because we can take the time to do that. But what was funny was yesterday, we do this thing in my house where my wife cooks dinner Monday, Tuesday. I always cook Thursday. We go to my in-laws on Wednesday, and Friday we eat out. That's just like the routine that we like to do that works well with our schedule. And so she was supposed to cook yesterday, and she had all these things that she was going to do, and then came time to cook, and she was like, oh, we have literally none of that. And so it was like last minute, and like if it was me, that's where I would say, okay, we're just going to go get food something.
Yeah,
like that's, I'm not going to stress about it. My wife just doesn't want to do that. She's like, no, I committed. I'm gonna do something. Anyway, she ended up making from scratch these like Soyrizo burritos. So like chorizo, which is like spicy Mexican sausage, which is very, very delicious, is also really bad for you. Like it's very fatty. It has high in cholesterol.
It's very red.
It's very red, but we found this Soyrizo. It's not actually that one. It's from a brand called Cacique.
Yeah. Cacique. Yep.
We found this one and it's so good. I'm not a super health nut. Like my wife will go get like tofu at a place and I will get beef or chicken. Like that's just not the world I'm in, but it's actually really, it's that one on the left there. That looks like, there you go.
I buy their real chorizo, but yeah, Cacique is great. They're
so good. And so anyway,
their cheese.
Just potatoes and cheese and that and eggs and a burrito. And my God, they were so good. I have a couple left in that fridge actually behind me. I'm gonna take to work tomorrow. But that was the best food I had this week. I think I ate 3 of them and I was like just stuffed. And while like it's not the healthiest thing, because it's the soy stuff, it's actually decently healthy for you. And they're crazy cheap. Like you can see right there, it's $4 like for that whole thing. So that was the best food I had this week, man. It was really good. Tonight we had orange chicken and fried rice. It was fantastic. And And then Thursday I would be cooking burgers probably, but it's my brother's birthday, so we're gonna go out for his birthday. So
Nice.
yeah.
I guess I'll say something food related with a beer. I can't see it, but um, basically, we have. I think I can remember the name. I think it's New Holland. Oh, it's the Voodoo Ranger. Are you familiar with
Oh,
that beer?
New Belgium.
Well, New Belgium has this Invincible Versus beer.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I see.
Basically,
I guess
yeah. I mean, it's kind of in celebration of the game for Invincible.
Okay.
Yeah,
Blood
yeah,
orange what?
and yeah. So it's a blood orange IPA. So
Okay.
by New Belgium, who's made some really good beers. They have a lot of Ranger now beers. So I thought that was kind of cool. I bought one, and so I'll probably save it as a collection piece. So there you go.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying a sipping blackberry fruited ale from Odell's. It's another Colorado brewery
Odell's
out here.
is really good. I love Odell's. I love their Mercenary IPA. They make really good beer.
Nice.
Yeah. Is that out in Colorado?
It is. Yeah, it is. Right. It's in Gunnison. Where is it at? I think I can tell you right here.
Breckenridge? No.
It's not Breckenridge. Fort Collins. It's in Fort Collins.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which is also where New Belgium is at too, actually. Should I just lose you audio? Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. We kind of paused there for a second. I don't know what's going on with our Minnesota internet. It's kind of weird, but we'll get through this, folks. So with that, Jose, let's get to what we watched, or in regards to TV or movies. So I have questions about the one thing, but the other thing I did watch.
I'm glad you put through two, because I was excited about those. Mine's nothing super crazy exciting. Because my girls are still young, 11 and 9, we don't get to the movies to see like adult movies that often. And occasionally I'll go with like Dan and Bacon to go see, like we saw Mission Impossible together, some of that big stuff. But my wife has been really into Yellow Jackets, that show that's been on TV for a long time. She finally started watching it. We're like in season 3, episode 6 or something. So like we're almost through with the series now, but that's been interesting. Definitely have enjoyed it. Ella Purnell from Fallout. That was the show she was big on first before Fallout.
Yeah, Christina Ricci's in that too, right?
Yeah, Christina Ricci's in it, which is
cool. How long is this? Is it 4 seasons or is it
3 seasons? And each one's like 9 or 10 episodes, something like that. Hour long though, so I mean it's a decent commitment, because it was a Showtime show originally, but it's solid. Like cool story, cool premise, gets a little crazy in there, which is totally fine. And then last night, on one of my coworkers' recommendations, I watched that movie Send Help, with oh my god, what's her name from Wedding Crashers? And she was in Doctor Strange. She was the girl doctor.
Rachel McAdams.
Thank you. I want to say Amy Adams, but it's not Amy Adams. But with her, and then the guy that used to be on like one of those like heartthrob shows when we were younger. Like I don't know. I never watched.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Was it Dylan? No,
Dylan something sounds right, but I don't know his name.
Dylan O'Brien. There it is. Yeah.
And basic premise is like she works in this office and is like a really hard worker, but is underappreciated. He's the boss that has like everything. There you go. And they crash on an island. The one piece that I don't think was clear in the trailers is that she's like a Survivor junkie. Like she loves Survivor. She tried to be on Survivor. So when she crash lands there, she's like thrilled, and she's just like killing it out there. She's building shelters and food and water and stuff. And he's obviously a mess because he doesn't know how to do any of that stuff, because he's been coddled kind of his whole life. And it's, without spoilers, I think I watched it on Hulu. So if you want to watch it, it's on Hulu right now. It kind of forays into the romantic territory, but then it also forays into like a horror territory. And I like the way it ended. I thought it was a cool ending for the story. So if you got some time, it's about 2 hours. It's a little bit of a commitment, but very well acted. Interesting story for sure. Worth checking out. Send Help. And then the last thing is, I still want to see Mortal Kombat 2. I was in the theater and it's already not, but I'm trying to find our friend Diego De Niro Primero is helping me work on a stream of it until it's released somewhere digitally. But
Jose's going on the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. Now that I'm in summer, I got a little time to do that.
I did see Send Help. It's Sam Raimi, so I mean, it had a certain elements you just laugh because it's gory in some reasons. It's in areas it's kind of gross, and there were a lot of interesting turns, and you end up like, I don't know. I didn't like either characters by the end of it, because they're both kind of bad people.
They do bad things for sure.
Exactly. But it was entertaining, and I enjoyed quite a bit of it. So it's neat to see Rachel McAdams in that type of role. And Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thriller. I would say it's not like a horror film, which I think is
Yeah.
a good term that anybody could see it, because there's nothing really scary in it, but there is some very harrowing elements in that film.
Correct. And to be clear, if you have other stuff to watch other stuff. But if it's like I don't know what to watch, there's nothing on, it was worth my time. I'm not upset that I spent the time.
Come on, Jose. Everybody wants to see a boar puke on somebody.
Yeah, that was a wild scene too, for sure.
That was crazy. I highly recommend Send Help. I think it's a lot of fun, especially if you had issues with your boss. I think that would be a good one to watch there.
Yeah.
I watched Masters of the Universe.
Oh, tell me about it, Todd. I'm curious.
I will say, if you're a fan of the old cartoon and some of the memes, I think you will really enjoy this movie. It kind of does the Barbie thing, where it kind of doesn't take itself too seriously, plays around with a lot of the tropes. And as a kid who survived the original Master of the Universe movie, because this was my childhood. I loved He-Man. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I had Castle Grayskull. I had Snake Mountain. My mom put all my toys in my her storage shed, and then the mice came in and made Castle Grayskull their like casa.
Their poop
bad stuff, Jose. Yeah, mouse turds everywhere. It was the best movie I could hope for. I think they nailed the tone. I think they nailed it. I think Jared Leto, amazing Skeletor, because he took what we all love about Skeletor. He's crazy. He's funny. He's his insults to everybody are always great. And I think he was just having a fun time. So I think the fact that he was Skeletor worked. I think the main actor was great. I think everybody else did a good job. And I just thought they nailed the tone really well. And we were only on Earth enough to then get us back to Eternia. Idris Elba was everybody had a good time on this film. I would say Allison played Annie in Community. She played Evelyn, and I thought a little tough because I thought she was doing the best she could, but I think it even was like she's trying to be like this henchman, and she has this weird sexual relationship with Skeletor that kind of comes through in certain instances. So a lot of stuff felt a little bit adult, like some of these overtones, but they nailed so much. There's 3, maybe 4 post-credit scenes, which are fun, telling you what might come next. But this movie has done horrible at the box office. I'm like,
that sucks.
Maybe we're done with these properties from the 80s that only like resonate with certain adults like me, Jose. I don't know.
It's still fun though. Like I'm glad they still maybe we'll do better at home or on a streaming service. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe they should have pulled out the K-pop Demon Hunters and gone to like Netflix or HBO Max or something like that.
Well, this is owned by Amazon now. So it's an film. So Amazon hopefully is making some money off the toys and all these things. And Travis Knight was the director. He does all the Leica films. And he did my favorite Transformer film, which was Bumblebee. So, I mean, this dude is talented. He actually makes these properties come to life because I think he gets it. I mean, he's also the son of Phil Knight from Nike, which is kind of cool.
That's cool. I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So and then there's a new Leica film coming, stop motion, like Coraline and some of those Paranorman. That's his like bread and butter, is doing those like stop motion films. So he does this as kind of like a
way to fund his projects that he wants.
Yeah, to kind of like fund his other things. So I think it's well worth checking out. I think you could take the kids to it. They'd have a blast. It's a lot of fun. I think it looks good and delivered everything I could hope for. So if you're a fan, go see the film.
I will.
But
I will.
Take the kids. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. Tila was great. Everybody was great. It's fun. Okay. And then Spiderman Noir. Oh my goodness.
How are you liking it?
I think it's great. If you like over the top Nick Cage playing like a old school 40s detective, playing like that voice, like, yeah, the girl was doing the thing, she was the mall, and that like kind of over
the top, like you said,
the Seamus detective thing. It's great. It's really kind of a neat perspective. He's playing Ben Reilly versus Peter Parker because people smoke in this iteration, so I guess Marvel doesn't want Peter Parker smoking. But it's great. They bring in like interesting versions of the Spider-Man villains, right. and give them that tone. It's just I just think it's very fun and engaging, and I think it's they actually have some really good talent in this too, which is kind of crazy. But they're bringing in a lot of the core villains of Spider-Man in an interesting way. So I highly recommend it. I think
Okay.
it's really fun. So check out Spider-Man Noir.
Are you watching it in true black and white or in color?
I am. They give you actually every time you like pause or come back to it, they ask you which version you want to watch. The color, which they said it's going to be like Technicolor, so old school, but
Yeah.
watch it in black and white. I think you'll have a good time. But
Okay.
it's definitely cool to see a 60-year-old Nicolas Cage, which
Playing
there's
Spider-Man.
CGI, but he's having a blast with this role. So
Cool.
props to him.
I will check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into like the final wrap up here. Jose, under the music, books, and hobbies category, you got a few things there. So bring me up to speed.
Again, because I have a lot more time now. I really try to read in the summer. Some of that is like an intentional trying to. My kids love to read. To be fair, both of them have like a Kindle. They also love going to the library, but it helps mom and dad are reading too. And so I finally everyone has recommended this book, and I'm already loving it.
All the peer pressure, right?
I mean, it is that social peer pressure, so I can be part of the conversation. It's awesome. I'm like probably 3/4 of the way through the first book, and it's phenomenal. Like just a fun story. And if you're a gamer, like if you've played games your whole life, you will love this book, because it's literally about like leveling up, and you get achievements, and it's funny as hell, and it's snarky as hell. And I was hoping it's a little too graphic to like show my daughters, because like we drive a lot, and so like it'd be cool to like an audiobook. We listen to audiobooks, but definitely not kid appropriate, so don't play that in front of your kids. But really fun story, and like a bunch of my friends are already reading it. Like a couple of them are already on like book 4. They started after I did, so like they're just absolutely crushing it. Everybody loves Princess Donut the cat, and it's just a fun story, man. I can't wait to keep reading. I've been kind of slow because of the other thing I've been doing, which is building a closet for my wife and I out of IKEA stuff, which I don't mind. Like I like IKEA stuff.
Yeah.
It just takes a long time. So that's what I've been doing this week, man. Have you been reading anything or books or other hobbies?
I started a graphic novel. Let me see if I can grab it.
Oh, yeah, please do.
So I hate to say this, but I was a bad traveler. So when I went to Michigan, I'm like, I thought I'm good to go. I was bringing my Switch. I was bringing my iPad. I had shows downloaded, I thought, previously. But on Sun Country Airlines, they do not have USB-C connections.
Oh.
They have USB-A connections. So no basically DC outlet. So I'm like, crap, did I bring an adapter? No, I didn't. So I'm like, okay, my Switch is essentially going to be dead. But I did play a little bit of the Elliot, what is it, Tales of Elliot game.
Oh,
yeah, which was very fun. It's a
Dan loved that game. He loved
HD 2D like action RPG, which I really love. I'm glad they're finally going to that. But when I came on my return trip, totally forgot to charge the Switch.
Oh, no.
Couldn't play anything. So I'm like, okay, what am I to do? Well, all my shows that I thought I downloaded on my iPad, apparently, unless you can get like a connection, like through the Wi-Fi on the plane, they don't show as being available, or they expired. Because that's the other thing.
Yeah,
they
expired
if you download them. Yeah. So I could have watched really old stuff on Sun Country's like entertainment app or through the thing. Nope. I was trying some of their games, Jose. They're horrible too.
Terrible.
So, yep. So I read this. So it's called Escape. And this book is kind of interesting. It's basically a World War II premise where dogs and cats are anthropomorphized into like World War II basically military. And then they're taking on essentially Nazis who are tried into like bats. Kind of like they're basically anthropomorphized as the Nazis characters. Okay. So this is a crew of basically dogs and cats on a bomber that are going through to basically take out these huge guns to end the war of like World War II. So essentially just using that type of premise to bring about like, hey, this is what the war was like, but with the larger than life characters and illustrations. Rick Remender's the basically the writer, and Daniel Cunha is the artist. It's really cool. I really liked
That's
it.
cool.
I haven't finished it yet, but I mean, it's just neat to see that style of art, and essentially things go terribly wrong in the first issue,
Sure.
and then you kind of have one of the main characters trying to survive along enemy lines in a World War II scenario. So I like the fact that you can take these type of stories like Wolfenstein and bring about the past in a way people can still
Engage
appreciate it.
with. Yeah.
Exactly, because World War II is now 70 years old, and it feels like ancient history. But if you can make it feel new and fresh in a different way, I think it's really cool. So, Escape, Volume 1 trade paperback. My comic book guy, recommended, and I said, "Okay, cool, I'll check it out." And it's good, really,
It
really
sounds
good.
like. Did you ever read Mouse when you were younger?
Same thing there, right?
Very
It's
similar,
basically
but mice,
about
except my cats were the Germans and mice were everybody else. Interesting.
yeah, and won many awards
Oh
because
yeah.
it basically brought it about in a way that people of our age could actually connect with it in a different
Yeah.
format.
Well,
So yeah,
especially when it was made for like younger audiences, so because like
yes,
kids have a hard idea understanding like the severity of the Holocaust and World War II, and so it was a way to show them that without just being like, "Hey, let's go watch Schindler's List" or something like that.
which is hard because I think it's just like anything that is a certain age.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you want to say, well, you have to read the certain way, like Shakespeare, right? Jose, I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you get kids to really like Shakespeare? I mean, can
You
you?
don't, Todd.
Exactly,
They have
yeah.
modern graphic novel adaptations of Shakespeare stuff that's solid, but like it's they're being liberal with like what the story said. You see what I'm saying? Versus like going hard in. It's not impossible. I have teachers in my school that do it every year, but it's a challenge for sure, man.
Oh, absolutely. I remember going on trips to like Stratford, Ontario. We would go to see some of the Shakespeare plays, and they would do like modern iterations of the famous plays like Macbeth and all that
Yeah,
stuff. But the language gets in the way.
it
And I think
does.
that's the hard
It's
part,
hard.
right? It's beautiful, but at times like I don't understand the context.
Yeah.
Biting my thumb at you is a big thing. Like, no, you have to explain like the time, so I don't want to go into it. I'm not an English major by all means. My wife is a author and journalist by trade, so she would tell me more about this. But this is kind of one of the images of Escape, so you can
That's
kind of see
cool.
that they're all like different, like you got like the German,
Yeah, there's like breeds of dogs,
German
which is cool.
Pinscher, and yeah, you've got like a bulldog, and then you've got like there's actually a cat who's a gunner. Really cool, really different.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool book, and I like what they did with it. So check out Escape. It's pretty cool. So then we get into games we played, Jose, really quickly. Uh, you've got some things here. Are these not like standard video games? Are these like cardboard games?
So funny part, yes, they are, because it just in my mind, because we were talking about Xbox above, like I was just not thinking video games. I did finish James Bond this week as well. Cool game, very much enjoyed it. I also got a game for review that I'm working on there shortly that will be out probably in the next week or so.
Okay.
It was very Link to the Past-esque, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
Very, very quick play, which is awesome. And
is that a certain game with a certain little hollower?
No, I wish we got a code for me to the Hollower.
Okay.
No, I want to play that too, but no, it's like a true knockoff kind of Link to the Past. But anyway, that it was from a shit chance got it from one of our companies that we use.
Okay.
And then I started Ghoul Boy, which is similar to Tales of Elliot. It's much more simple, like a Dungeons or Ghosts and Goblins kind of game, just because I was waiting for something to do while I was finishing work and stuff. But the cool game I played, hang on, let me grab it, is this guy. So we play a lot of board games in our house. Our family really likes board games. It's called Plunder, A Pirate's Life. And I don't know if you're watching the video on demand, you basically have this giant board that's like an ocean, think like Sea of Thieves. And it's got these really cool, you can have up to 6 people playing, and everybody is their own like pirate squad. So everybody has their own color of ships around the map. And there's like a storm that moves around, and you're all hunting for treasure, and you can get more than one ship, and you fight against each other, and you claim islands and stuff. It's a cool game, and like my 8-year-old loves it because it's like a dice rolling game to battle and stuff like that. So if you're looking for something family to play that's different, Plunder is a cool one if you can find it. And then the other one is actually something I haven't played yet, but is a cool thing. I often back a lot of games on Kickstarter because you get them a lot of cheaper and stuff. And I backed one today called Halloween Hijinks. My family's also really into Halloween, and so I typically try to find cool games for like my wife for gifts, because like I'll be able to get this and then give it to her for like Valentine's next year and that kind of stuff. So Halloween Hijinks just released today for their Kickstarter. I think it's $30 for the early adopters. It's like a card game where you're like playing for candy. It's kind of like when you trade candy at the end of Halloween as a kid, but a game form, and it looked cool. Something I can give my wife. So when I play it eventually, when it comes in, I'll let you know for sure.
So Jose, what is your favorite like Halloween game?
Like video game or board game?
Yeah, video game.
Oh, I mean, my favorite horror games are always Resident Evil or Dead Space. Like those are the classic games that I could just play for fun because like I can enjoy playing them. But like I played a bunch this year. I played like Chronos is a cool one that I enjoyed. I just played I Hate This Place, which was like an isometric game. I got to do that one for a review. I just like horror games. Like I play a lot of different horror games. I'm excited to play Halloween when it comes out this October. I loved playing Friday the 13th with our friends when that was out a couple years ago. I've played Dead by Daylight with Luke a little bit, and I kind of like it. I just don't love the isometric stuff too much.
Yeah.
It's just, or I mean the where it's like 3 versus 1, that it just hasn't hit with me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are mostly the ones I played, which is cool.
Yeah, I really like Costume Quest, which those
yeah.
are super fun, super cute, and I really love the Dark Pictures Saga folks, Supermassive, and we are getting a Until Dawn too, so I'm very excited for that.
That was cool.
So
that was cool.
The Quarry is one of my favorite games.
I played that this year.
Xbox.
Very cool game.
Yeah, it's really good. And then even some of the other ones, the most recent Dark Pictures Saga game that was basically about the first serial killer in America, very cool too.
Which one was that?
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Was it Casting of Frank Stone?
No, that's based on the Dead by Daylight or Dead by Daylight.
Because I have that series too, and I haven't played that yet. But I try to play more around like Halloween time if I can.
I heard that wasn't very good. I wanted to play it because I'm like, oh, it sounds interesting. But
I'll let you know once I play it. I just haven't played it yet, but it's on my list.
So I'm trying to think. Dark Pictures. So it's really an interesting. Basically, it's a death house, and it has that. I have to find the name of it, but I think it's really good. I think you'd really enjoy it. I like that one a lot. So just for myself, James Bond, I am through the tutorial, which I think is great. I think it's one of the best tutorials ever. It's very cool. It's like a montage. You learn, and I'm really enjoying the game so far. I'm a slow game player, so I'll definitely play more of that. Really fun.
Is it Devil in Me? Devil in Me, is that what it is?
Devil in Me. It's great.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy that quite a bit. I think you'd probably get it pretty cheap wherever. It might be in Game Pass or maybe just, $3 or $4 in a sale. So
sweet.
Highly check that out. Yeah, and then the Legend of Elliot. It's such a weird name for a game, but very fun.
Okay.
Enjoyed the demo, so I'm trying that out. I will say it kind of feels like it's the amount of voice acting and all those things kind of just slow down the pace of the game. Like, yes, I understand you're going to tell me a lot of things. Yeah. Let's get into the combat. It's fun. Yeah, exactly. Hurry it up, guys. Let's get into it. So with that, Jose, I think we're done with this week. So what's the best thing you're looking forward to next week?
My daughters are going to Girl Scout camp next week, and it's not because like I'm trying to get rid of them. I love hanging out with my daughters, but it times also with my last week at works, and I have a little bit of flexibility in my schedule, so I get to basically just spend a week with my wife, like when we didn't have kids, and so like I'm already planning right now some stuff to do. We're gonna go to like Boulder hopefully for a day. We're gonna go do some fun stuff around the state. Just again that we love being Orthodox. We love being parents and doing like parent and kid stuff, but like to just be us and like, let's go have a drink in the bar at 2:00 because we can do that. And like, we don't have to rush home to make dinner, and let's go to restaurants that we know they probably wouldn't want to go to, but we can try them. And so looking forward to having just time as a husband and wife. And then of course to see how the girls went, because we're not campers. Like I might be a glamper, but I am certainly not a camper. And so our kids are more outdoorsy than we are, but marginally. So I'm curious to see how the week is going to go.
Excellent. So for myself, we're going to go see a concert this week. My son is a music major, and I have to look up the name of it, and I'll show you really quickly. But I will say, people say social media is the worst thing, but I feel like I've discovered so much cool stuff because of social media. There's this basically he's a musician that has a trio. His name's the Joseph Stefan Trio. And he is, I believe, from Ukraine or from Eastern Europe. And he is an amazing guitarist. And he essentially has one guy that plays drums, but basically it's light percussion and with another guitarist. And it's amazing. He does covers. It's just amazing to see him play. He's playing at a church. And I bought these tickets because I saw this. I'm like, it's amazing. So I'm big into like getting a lot of musical experiences under my belt because I love music so much, and I always want to hear the newest music that I can get. So let me just bring up a video of it really quick because you might have seen it like on if you're on Facebook, but it's a weird name, so I will probably get it wrong. It's called the Josko Stefan Trio. Here it is. Let me bring it up, and it's kind of amazing because when you see people that are talented, you're like, why can't I be that talented? Well, because it is what it is. So here we go. I'll bring this up. I'll bring it on the stage. You can see it. But
that's cool.
Play it, but basically this dude just gets into it. He's got a bass player behind him, and he's just doing, and this other guy's on the guitar behind him, and they play amazing music, and you're just like, I can't believe your hands can do that. So I don't know what it's going to be like, but I bought the tickets and we're going with a family. So anything you can do with your family, especially when you got a kid who's 20 years old and he wants to go, that's a win in my book.
Go have adventures, dude. That's what life is about.
Absolutely. So we're going to do more concerts, more things this summer. It's going to be great. And if everything goes well, Jose, he'll be in the University of Minnesota marching band playing at college football games.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool.
Yes. So very good. Well, that is it for our show. I want to thank Jose. I asked him if he's busy today. He said, no, but later. And I said, well, let's go. So thank you, Jose, so much for joining us on the show and making my week better. So at this point, what can you tell people to look forward to what you're doing around the interwebs?
So you can find me everywhere, Chipotle Bear. You can also find me every Thursday on our show with my buddies. Literally Chance and Dan. I grew up with Chance. I've known since I was 7 years old. Dan, we met in middle school. And Bacon is the newest to our group, but he's been awesome. His wife works with me at my school, and we met through our mutual love of video games. But basically, we just our tagline is we talk about all things gaming, food, and the good old days. 3 of us are dads. We're all old. We all like old men things, but we also love video games and food and that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, please check us out. We're live on Thursday on YouTube, but you can also check out the recording usually the day after. And this week, we're going to be obviously talking also about Summer Games Fest. So I'm going to be talking about that as well as the Xbox Showcase. But it was a pleasure, obviously, to do it here with Todd. I always love spending time with Todd. We also we met each other through podcasts and just mutual interest and that kind of stuff. And, I always tell people, if you like one of our shows, you probably will like a lot of our shows. So make sure to check out, you were with Kevin Ainsworth last week from Save the Games Media. We had Logan on our show from Expansion Pass. We have friends with Ains from Season Gaming and Joe and Kyle from Short Room. And it's just a great community. Again, people that are really into games. And do we make a lot of money? No, in fact, I lose quite a bit of money paid for all the podcast stuff. But,
you justify the expense, right, Jose? Because I got to do the show.
I mean, I tell everybody that I was like, it's like a bowling league, right? Like if I went to bowling every Thursday to see my friends, I'd pay to get there. I'd pay for the clothes. I'd pay for the beers and stuff. And I'm
clothes? I'm in a bowling league, Jose. I don't have a budget.
You don't have a shirt? You don't have a bowling shirt?
No.
Oh, you should get a bowling shirt, Todd. Those are sick. I like bowling shirts.
Okay.
But it's a great way to spend my time and to connect with people that are like me and from the comfort of my home, which is great. But Todd, thank you for having me, man. Always great to spend time. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get back on the show, but glad things are going well and it was fun.
Oh, thank you so much, Jose. Yeah, and it's been great. Like I always say, podcasting when you got a group of people, it's very much friendly and great. And I know I tend to be the kind of like poking. At
you and Bacon love to poke each other back.
Oh, absolutely. We're both the old guys, so he hates Sony, and I will bring up whatever, but I love it because I think you guys are great. I'm glad I found you through the XCP group.
Yeah.
And it's about sharing the love of what we enjoy. And I'm so glad I got to meet you. All the folks on the NerdChat are great. And we'll see what's next. And with that, if you want to follow me, I'm at Todd Oxtra, and let's see, BlueSky and at Toxtra on Instagram, and then the Fandom Foundry, all things there, BlueSky, and also on Instagram. Check out our Discord, check out our YouTube channel, and check out our Discord. But yeah, check out everything the Nerd Chat is doing. They're awesome, great guys. It's a very entertaining Thursday show, so show up because they may even call you out. And they'll always ask you what you've been eating. So definitely check that out. So, folks, thank you so much, Jose. It's always been awesome to have you on. You're a great educator, great dude. You're the nicest guy in video games. So keep doing what you're doing. And folks, if you enjoyed the show and you want to be on, let me know, because I want my week to be the best thing ever. And Jose, thank you for making this week my best thing ever. And folks, make your week next week the best week ever, and we'll say good night. Have a good day, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.